everyone. Aaron Constantine's my name from Canaccord. Welcome along to the afternoon session. We've got five companies presenting this afternoon, and so it's a busy schedule, so we'll get straight into it. First company we have is Greatland Gold with Callum Baxter. Thank you, Callum.
Can you read the bio?
I should read the bio too. Callum's a geologist and an executive director of Greatland Gold. He started working in the mineral exploration industry after completing his geology undergraduate qualifications in 1991. In his early career, he was part of the discovery teams for large gold resources in Australia before moving into other commodities, including base metals and nickel. He's worked with juniors, mid-tier explorers and major mining companies globally. After completing a Masters of Science in Ore Deposit Geology in the early 2000s, Callum co-founded Greatland, which he listed on AIM in the UK in 2006. Greatland is focused on discovery of large precious metal and base metal deposits in Australia in areas that have not been subject to extensive previous exploration. Greatland has achieved recent success with the discovery of high-grade gold and copper mineralisation at the Havieron deposit under 400 metres of cover in the Paterson region of Western Australia. Thanks, Callum.
Thanks, Aaron. And thanks to Diggers and Dealers for the opportunity to present at this year's event. As you heard, my name is Callum Baxter. I'm Chief Technical Director of Greatland Gold, and I'm looking forward to telling you our story of exploration and discovery in the Paterson. The presentation will provide an overview of the company, cover the story of discovery, our progress to date, and next milestones. This presentation may contain forward-looking statements, and none of the presentation constitutes investment advice. Greatland is an established mineral exploration and development company with projects in Western Australia and Tasmania. We are committed to safe, responsible and sustainable activities. Greatland has a $65 million farm-in with Newcrest at the Havieron Gold Copper Project in the Paterson, where excellent drilling results have been returned. Latest results from Havieron highlight the potential for a bulk tonnage underground opportunity. With over 100,000 metres of drilling to date, we are on track to deliver the first resource for Havieron in the current quarter. The Havieron mining lease has recently been approved and a mining proposal for early works has been submitted. Studies are ongoing to support potential decline development and commencement in late 2020 or early 21. Greatland has 6 projects located in Australia, 4 in Western Australia and 2 in Tasmania. Our primary focus is the Paterson project in northern Western Australia. The Paterson region is underexplored with significant potential. Greatland's Paterson project comprises the Havieron farm-in, 3 exploration licences and 1 licence application. These cover an area of more than 450 square kilometres. We believe the Paterson region is one of the most prospective frontiers in Australia for the discovery of multi-cycle Tier 1 gold-copper deposits. The Paterson hosts some of Australia's largest gold and copper deposits, such as Telfer and Lifty, but there's been minimal investment over the past 20 years until recently. Multiple intrusion-related gold-copper targets have been identified across the region. Recent significant discoveries, including Rio Tinto's Winu and Greatland's Havieron, have accelerated exploration activity across the region. There is mineral outcrop in the Paterson. Successful exploration favours companies with an undercover skill set. This includes deploying modern geophysical and geochemical methods to define targets. A bit of backstory now. In late 2016, Greatland's CEO Gervais Heddle and I received historic aeromagnetic and drilling data for a target called Havieron. Newcrest had first recognised the target following airborne surveys in the late 80s and early 90s. Aeromagnetics had defined a discrete bullseye anomaly, approximately 1 kilometre across, and 2 Newcrest drill holes into this magnetic anomaly in 1991 and 1992 had intersected gold and copper mineralisation of varying tenors in Proterozoic sedimentary rocks under 420 metres of younger Permian cover. Results in these holes were up to 15.5 grams per tonne gold and 2.5% copper. In our initial assessment, we realised the challenges, but decided the prize could be worth the risk, and we proceeded to acquire 100% of the project. In 2017, we set about collecting new detailed geophysical data sets and reprocessing of existing geophysical data sets. Through this process, we recognised that a lot of good work had been carried out by those who came before us, particularly the exploration work by Newcrest in the 1990s. We also recognised that we needed to approach the data sets with a different exploration model, and we invoked specific methodology for processing of the geophysical data. It was quite exciting to see our modern inversions of the detailed magnetic and gravity data as we were starting to paint a picture of sizable bodies, several hundred metres across and with more than 1,200 metres of vertical extent. We couldn't push the models below these depths because we lost data resolution, but we suspected it could continue. I was fortunate enough to gain access to Telfer in mid-2017, where I accessed the drill core library and viewed historic drill core from the early Newcrest holes HAZ 9101 and HAC 9201. Seeing the host rock, alteration, breccia textures and weathered primary mineralisation was a pivotal moment. And realising HAC 9101 and HAC 9201 only scratched the surface of our models got us very excited. Let the rocks talk and we were hooked. Targeting of our drill holes HAD 001 through HAD 005 commenced. 2018 saw our first drill campaigns at Javieron. First hole, HAD 001, yielded a very encouraging result of 121 metres at 2.9 grams per tonne gold and 0.23% copper from 497 metres downhole. Other holes were also supportive. Then HAD 005, a spectacular result, an upper zone of 103 metres at 3.5 grams per tonne gold and 0.93% copper from 459 metres, and a lower zone of 128 metres at 7.4 grams per tonne gold and 0.54% copper from 680 metres. We believe these results, along with our models, indicated Javieron had the potential to become a large underground mining operation. In late 2018 and early 2019, we assessed our options to advance the project. This led to Greatland entering into a farm-in agreement with Newcrest over the 12-block area covering Javieron. Newcrest can earn a 70% interest in the project through expenditure of $65 million US. The farm-in has the potential to fast-track Javieron through to feasibility and into production, subject to positive outcomes. A key component of the agreement is that ore from Javieron will be toll processed at Telfer. Newcrest has completed stage 2 ahead of schedule and is currently progressing stage 3. Newcrest Telfer Gold Mine is located 45 kilometres to the west of Javieron. High-grade ore from Javieron has the potential to transform Telfer by materially extending the mine life and lowering the production cost per ounce. The farm-in and subsequent joint venture is a cornerstone agreement to build the scale of Greatland's business and deliver significant shareholder returns. Since Newcrest commenced drilling at Javieron in May 2019, we have released 10 consecutive sets of excellent drilling results from approximately 100,000 metres of drilling. Examples of results from Newcrest drilling include HAD 059 with 109 metres at 6.3 grams per tonne gold and 0.71% copper from 668 metres, including 4 metres at 78 grams per tonne gold and 1.2% copper from 718 metres. This drawing shows the mineral system as identified to date in plan view. an oval shape approximately 650 metres by 350 metres. In the southeast, the purple area is the high-grade crescent sulphide zone, with adjacent mineralised breccia in blue, crackle breccia in yellow, and the green post-mineral dike traversing north-south. Most of the drilling to date has been concentrated on the southeastern portion of the system and the top 650 metres of vertical extent. A new story emerging is that recent step-out drilling to the northwest has successfully extended the footprint of mineralisation. This highlights the potential for a broad bulk tonnage opportunity. Higher grade zones of mineralisation related to massive sulphide mineralisation are also observed in the northwest. Mineralisation remains open to the northwest and at depth. The growth of the deposit since mid last year is illustrated here, reflecting substantial efforts to date, which demonstrate Newcrest's technical excellence and operational capability. In cross-section, we can see mineralisation starts from around 400 metres below surface. The Permian cover sequence is shown in grey, and country rock of Proterozoic sediments in light yellow. You will note the subvertical nature of the intrusion-related system, with the high-grade sulphide zone in pink and mineralised breccia in blue. Crackle breccia is shown in orange and the post-mineral dike in green. Here are a few further examples of cross-sections through the system. Continuity of the high-grade crescent sulphide zone was recognised early, and leapfrog grade contours show the grade distribution within this zone. In this 3D depiction, we are looking at 650 metres of vertical extent. On the left is distribution of gold grades, and on the right is copper. Stage 1 and Stage 2 of the farm-in have been completed ahead of schedule. 9 rigs are currently operational, testing the depth and lateral extent of mineralisation. Havieron mining lease has been approved and a mining proposal has been lodged for early works. The first resource is scheduled for the current quarter. Studies are progressing to support potential commencement of a decline in late 2020 or early 21. Stage 3 will continue to pre-feasibility, followed by feasibility and decision to mine, subject to further positive results. I'll now briefly touch on our own exploration efforts in the Paterson. Since 2018, we've been working on our own tenement package, collecting geophysical data sets and preparing targets for drilling. Here, at a collection of targets we call Scallywag, we are currently systematically drill testing the Proterozoic bedrock only 5 kilometres west of Havieron. 30 kilometres north of Havieron, we have identified a series of targets throughout our Paterson Range East tenement. Cover depth varies across the tenement from less than 100 metres in the west to more than 400 metres in the east. We have just completed heliborne EM across the western parts of the tenement, and this will enhance our ranking ability. Also, we uncovered gold mineralisation at surface in the Black Hills tenement in 2018. Results from our 2019 drill program were very positive, and additional geophysical targets exist within this tenement. In conclusion, Greatland is committed to safe, responsible and sustainable exploration. Our farm-in agreement with Newcrest at Havieron has the potential to transform Telfer. Toll treatment of ore at Telfer to accelerate development and maximise net present value for Greatland. We expect delivery of the first Havieron resource in the current quarter. Greatland is pursuing multiple Tier 1 opportunities with over a dozen targets identified to date. And we have an experienced management team with proven track record of operating innovative, cost-disciplined exploration programs to unlock asset potential. We're very excited about where we've taken this to date, but we're more excited about the future. Thank you for your attention, and I'll hand back to the Chair.
Thank you, Callum. Bang on time. I think we could squeeze one question in if there's a question in the audience here today. No?
No questions. Covered it all well.
Covered
Thank
it
you.
all very well. Thanks, Callum.